Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Tranquil Waters by Stevie. We are in November. I guess you could still say early morning November. I have fast forwarded a little bit to get a little more daylight for us, but just doing a quick field check, looking over what we got going on. Everything looks like it is progressing nicely. A weed here and there. Looks like maybe I missed a little bit of weeding here and there, but not too bad, not too bad. I think we are going to go ahead and tackle some alfalfa today. We've got our alfalfa fully ready for harvest. That beautiful light purple color. I don't know if any of you remember the light purple reference from Saturday Night Live, classic Jeopardy episode. But yeah. Looks like it's in bloom. Actually quite pretty. I brought over our, what is this, our 8R? And hooked up some mower to it. So we are going to do some mowing today. Happy Tuesday, by the way. I hope your week is going well. Let me put my skateboard away. Someplace where I know I'm not going to run over it. I have a tendency to do that. And let's get ready. Yeah, okay. I always second guess myself in these John Deere names. She's looking good though, isn't it? It's a nice setup. All right, let's get unfolded. Approach the alfalfa carefully as to not scare the alfalfa. The alfalfa should not know you are approaching it. Approach it from, is it upwind? So the alfalfa doesn't smell your John Deere. I don't know where I'm getting this nonsense. Let's go ahead and turn on, not the map, Brad, but a little bit of GPS action. Let's set our GPS. I swear I do. It's got to be me just because I swear I do that wrong every time, and I think I remember it properly, but evidently not. So we're going to get that taken care of. Let's go ahead and lock in, which we are. Let's get fired up. Lower, I should probably check. That is actually fine because we are going to take the time to do some tedding and windrowing on this alfalfa. We're going to try and do some dry alfalfa this time. We do have a dryer available to us. I am well aware of that. But I miss tedding and I miss windrowing. And we also need some product a little bit sooner than later. So I figured let's just hurry it along a little bit. In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, let's just take a quick peek at something here. I'm mostly worried about our TMR. We'll take dry alfalfa windrow. So let's get that done. We only have straw in storage right now. Actually, you know what? I didn't think about this. Boy, what a shocker, right? But in storage in our silo, we've got corn, wheat, we've got some TMR, we've got silage, we do have some grass. We should nab that grass out of there and go ahead and throw it in our TMR. That's all right. We're going to need more than that, so plans accepted and continued. So hope you're all doing well. I'm getting kind of geared up for the Oxbow pack. I'm getting kind of geared up though, in particular for the premium pack. Really kind of looking forward to that. I feel like I want to see some new stuff, you know, some new stuff in the game. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what all is going to be in there. With the Oxbow pack, the merger, Definitely want to check that out as well. I think that'll be a pretty cool tool. Not particularly interested in the poop spreaders, but I'm sure those will. I'm sure the community is always glad to see a new brand and some new equipment. No doubt there. Speaking of spreading, spreading number 2. What was I doing? I was looking at the used market and just checking to see what was available in the used market. And I came across a manure spreader. In fact, I think I came across the manure spreader that we own. And I really didn't give it a whole lot of thought until I saw the compost symbol down underneath there. And that immediately made me realize that the compost that we are making is not going to be just for our greenhouses, but also we are going to be able to spread compost on our fields as a fertilizer. I'm assuming Stevie's got that set up for us. Clearly, he does. So I changed our composter from selling to storing, so we can start collecting a fair amount of compost, so we can check that out and see how well that does with fertilizing. I'm very curious to see how precision farming deals with compost. I'm going to assume it'll see it just like a regular fertilizer, or basically just like manure. But kind of interested in seeing how that works out. I don't do a lot of the, even when I have cows, and even quite a few cows, I don't do a lot of manure spreading. Well, some of you who have watched my channel long enough might disagree with that statement. But I mean in the literal sense, manure spreading, not in the verbal sense. But I don't do a lot of manure spreading, and I always think, maybe I should do more of it. It's probably worth it because it is a free byproduct if you have a lot of cows and stuff, but I just never really bother. It always seems like it takes so much of it to do what regular liquid or granular fertilizer does, We're going to try and do a little end cab action, if I can do it somewhat pretty. So what else is going on with Farming Simulator? It doesn't seem like a whole heck of a lot at the moment. Mods are slow but sure to come out. I haven't heard any really big news as far as maps go or mods go. I can't think of anything right now other than the Oxbow and the Premium Pack that I'm really particularly looking forward to as far as additions to the game. But that's not to say that we certainly don't have a lot of equipment. I mean, in comparison to older versions, I feel like we are, even on the console side, that we are really fortunate with how much is in this game. I mean, I was playing, what was that? Farmer's Dynasty. And when you play another farming game, there's not a lot of them out there that even come close to this, especially since Cattle and Crops really never made it, You realize really how good you kind of have it with Farming Simulator if you're into farming simulation. we've got it pretty good. Graphically and gameplay wise, I mean, is there always room for improvement? Yeah, of course there is. But boy, I tell you what, I have yet to play a farming game of any sort that, in my opinion, comes close to what I want in a farming simulator game, you know? I've been meaning to try out cattle and crops. Is it crops and cattle or cattle and crops? I forget which one it is. But I've been meaning to try that out, and I know that it's long in the tooth. I know it's old. I know it's no longer supported. And I know that it would not be reasonable any longer to do a fair comparison. But I've been meaning to try that out because from what I had seen from people that were playing the game a little bit and kind of showing different things off, there were some legitimate, let's see if I can lock in here, there we go. I guess there were some pretty legitimate features, that's the word I was looking for, in that game that were quite good, that were very, very good. It's a shame it never really kept going. I don't really know what happened there. I don't know if it was a sales issue. That would be, I guess that would be my first guess. Maybe it wasn't adopted as well as they were hoping. I don't know. You know, sometimes I talk about my thoughts on additions to this game and what I'd like to see and what I see other people commenting that they would like to see, and a lot of times it's the more hardcore players that get involved in those kinds of discussions. So you kind of have to look at that in a big picture, because certainly there are things that I'm assuming most of you that are even watching this video would call yourself a fairly hardcore farming simulator player. And there's things that I think that we would look for and would like to see added that just your normal average person who plays the game for fun might not really care about. And I only say that because I wonder if that's part of why Cattle and Crops didn't do as well as they were hoping, because I think their target audience, I think it would be fair to say their target audience was players of this game that maybe wanted more realism in certain aspects. Maybe I'm off on that. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's the impression I got. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I think then you're really limiting your audience. Maybe not really, maybe that's overstating it. But I think you are definitely limiting your audience then at that point. Which is fine in a way, because you're creating a game that for specific purposes. But the issue there then, of course, is you find out quickly how many, what the numbers are, what the numbers look like. You know, and it clearly was not in their favor, which is a shame. It really is, because everything I've seen from the game, especially, how old is that game now? Is it 7 years? Has it been like 7, 8 years or something? I forget what version of Farm Sim was out when that game was really kind of in its height of development. I don't know if it was FS 15 or 17 or whatever. It was in that area, I think. But sometimes you can find it kind of on the cheap. Not cheap enough though, man. I think last time I saw it for sale, it was still like on sale for like $20. I'm like, no, I'm not going to spend $20 on a defunct game that clearly is not going to be developed anymore. You throw it on Steam for $5, yeah, I'll throw $5 at you. But I'm not super interested in the $20 price range, especially seeing that Red Dead Redemption right now, Red Dead Redemption 2 is on sale for $20. A game I don't own. I was surprised about that. I thought I owned that game. I think because I bought it for my kids twice. I thought maybe I'd own it too by now. So I've been tempted to pick that up. The fall Steam sale should be coming up, right? Or has it started? Maybe it hasn't started yet. I forget when the fall sale starts happening. We should see something coming up, I would think, if it's not here already. My wish list has grown a bit, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on that and see what kind of deals come out. So I was watching some more Mr. Mitchell there, and the combine I was referring to yesterday that he bought used was actually an S680, 670. So a little bit smaller than originally I thought, but he had a video today on driving that and doing some harvesting in that combine, just making some comparisons, you know, between that and his X9. Now, clearly, you know, a $200,000 used combine with header compared to a $1 million new combine, its comparisons are going to be a little bit, you know, in favor. They better be at least in favor of the X9. But it's always interesting. I just love his channel. I find him to be... I think I've learned more. I think that's what I like most about it. I think I've learned more from him about farming than any other channel that I've personally watched. And I just really enjoy his content. I really like him. I like his personality, his... dedication to family and faith, just his overall manner, the way he handles himself and the way he talks and the way he humbly, you know, passes on information. You don't feel like, you know, he's ever, you know, Mr. Know-It-All. But clearly the guy has got a ton of experience. His family has a ton of experience. And I also find it sometimes interesting to hear about farmers that aren't in the States. Just sometimes maybe to get a little bit of a different perspective on how farming is in other countries, how government is putting their mighty fist down sometimes on the farmers and things like that. And it can get interesting, no doubt. See Mr. Speedboat, even in November, the boats just keep going. Good for them. Hardcore boat enthusiasts. So I did a little more jumping with our John Deere. A little more Fonzie ramp jumping. I was going to put a shark tank in, but the county wouldn't let me. They didn't have a problem with the tank. They just didn't like the idea of me having real sharks on my farm. I don't know why. It seemed a little bit unfair. That looks good. Doesn't that look good? But I did a little more jumping with our 4755, is it? And found out quickly that even though my assumption that not having a front weight on the tractor would be of benefit, clearly having a front weight on the tractor is of benefit. And I can't really make sense of that from a physics standpoint. I would think having like 1.5 or 2 tons worth of weight on the front of your tractor, along with your entire, you know, the majority of your weight as far as motor goes up there too would definitely cause for a little bit more nosediving action. But somehow or other, having a front weight on the tractor just seems to make them glide so much nicer in the air. And I think the kind of track setup I have on that thing also seems to make a difference. Am I locked in? I am locked in. All right. But I think we're going to have to clear out our skate park. I know. I know. I can hear the disappointing sigh from you all. But yeah, I think we're going to have to clear out our skate park. I think we're going to be putting down our first production facility in that there area. I'm not in any hurry, but I think, oh, there's Boat. Hello, Mr. Boat. Those people saw me miss that jump. I feel kind of embarrassed. I think I saw some people laughing. Kind of humiliating. I don't think they realize that we're in the era of even losers get blue ribbons. So, nah. I get a blue ribbon even if I fail. Thank you very much. Don't get me started on that. Alright, let's kill our motors. Let's do a little folding action. We could definitely turn off our GPS for now. Ooh, she's dirty, isn't she? You're a dirty, dirty girl. Let's go ahead and get you cleaned up. But we seem like we're making some coin month to month in passive income. I am not completely sure of where it's all coming from, but I'm gonna take it and run with it. I know we've got windmills, and I know we've got a little bit of solar panel action, and we were selling compost, but I changed that. But yeah, I don't know where it's all coming from. I'm gonna have to try and figure out more of where we're. I wish the game would show more specifics, more specificity. Oh man, I wrecked that word, didn't I? More specificity, specificity. Yeah, that's right? Specificity. Man, that's a hard word. Specificity. Yeah. Show more specifics. That's better. But it doesn't. So alas, we'll just take our money and run. But what we are going to build on field 1, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is oh, you're dirty too. You're really dirty. You look good dirty though. You're a sharp looking dirty. I like my 4755s. Dirty. Dirty and nerdy. Yeah, that's our best jumper, from what I could tell, was that setup right there. Let's go to this and we'll find out. Yeah, let's go back to just the big boys and we'll see how well that does for our jumpers. But let's go grab our front weight because I left it over here and I'm going to forget where it is. Oh, it's kind of good to see the old balloonies back on there, isn't it? Oh, and it doesn't seem quite so, oh, definitely much better with the braking action. The brakes aren't so sketchy either. It doesn't stop on a stinking dime. Yeah, it rolls a bit. That's much better. That's much better. I like that. All right, just bear with me. Let's just see. Oh my gosh. Okay. There you go. That's our monster truck action right there. Remember, we barely made that one last time, and she clears it easy now. Love it. That's a great combo. And I'm telling you, without that front weight, it just is not as happy. Just not as happy. I grabbed a contract as well for us, which will, whoops, man, I got to get rid of this fast running business. This thing's crazy. Let's go ahead and do some repairs. Do you not need repairing? Wait a minute. Wait a darn minute. Where are you at? That's that thing we bought for the... Isn't that... Oh, because it's attached. Ah, yeah, because I left it attached to the front mower. Okay. I was wondering where that came from. Let's cool our jets down a little bit here, because that's getting a little bit silly. All right. Oh, you know what? There's one other thing I wanted to do. Bear with me. Wait a minute. Where's that at? Oh, that's right. They're those little guys. I always miss our beacons there because they're so short. I guess they're more aerodynamic. So what was I talking? Oh, I mentioned that I grabbed a contract, and we are going to. Let's see. I think I wanted to drop there. Nope, that was the wrong guess, Brad. There, because we'll leave that on there just in case. And it's a big contract, fairly decent sized contract, over on field 17, which I think is the second largest field on the map. Have some, I think, sunflowers on there. We're gonna. Nope, 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 nope. Stop unfolding. This is not good. This is not good. I can't stop it. Just stop it. Fold, man. Fold for me. Really? Fold. Fold. Wow. Unedited in all of its glory. But we could use sunflowers. So that, I think, will be a good... I think that'll be a good contract for us. We can definitely use sunflowers for pig food. And I don't know how much we'll get out of it as far as sunflowers go, but we should get a little chunk to help us out. Yeah, I think I like the way this thing drives and handles better with this tire configuration. I mean, I really like the tracks. I like the way they look on this thing. But the brakes are extremely touchy. Just make sure that we have it a little bit cleaned up. It's a classic. We don't want our 4755 to look all nasty. Oh, definitely don't want to chainsaw it either. All right, outstanding. We need to grab Mr. Case. Hello, Mr. Case. It's been a while since we've used you. I miss you. Definitely miss you. You've got a nice beacon. I know you've got a nice beacon. Yeah. Oh well. We won't judge you by your horn. This has got that great gear shift sound. I really like. Very, very nice. Very nice gear shifting. Let's drop you off there. We need to go. Where is our Tedder? Hello, Mr. Tedder. Oh, hello, Mr. Pole. Let's do a little interior action. Now we don't have to bail. We can do our tedding. We can do our windrowing. Close enough. And does this have a hitch? No. I don't think I could find a tedder with a hitch. Maybe I need to look again. Be nice to find a tedder with a hitch. So if we can get some tedding done, get her windrowed, we can definitely use our forage wagon if we prefer, instead of bailing. I need to remember to use the little road instead of this way, so we can stay off our field. Because there is a road that has very nice entrances into the fields that we are working on. So yeah, we can use our forage harvester, and I think I might be mistaken. Again, shocker, but I think silage additive does work with hay and dried grasses, I think. Maybe that would be something we can definitely find out. Let's see here. So we're going to need some adjustments there. A, B. Now, last time I chose 0, so we're going to choose 90 this time. Oh, looky there. How that just works. We need to do a little scooching. And we can do a little locking. And let's get lined up here. There you go, buddy. Oh, I love tedding. There's something extremely satisfying with tedding. Yeah, I do like my tedding. This is one of those activities on Farm Sim that I could do a lot more of. In general, grass work I really enjoy, but tedding, oh yeah. Not as big a fan of the windrowing, which kind of stinks because normally when you ted, are you having problems finding the gear there, Chief? You doing okay? Because 9 times out of 10, you know, after you ted, you're going to be windrowing, right? And I'm not as big a fan with the windrow. I don't mind it, but not as big a fan. But I do like me some tedding. Let's get some lights back there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that looks good. Looking good, boss. Looking very, very good. Oh, the birds agree. We could do some working speed adjustment on our tedder. Think we should do that? Maybe bump it up just a notch or two, just for funsies. Maybe so. Maybe so. Let's lift you up. Let's turn you off for a second. Let's just see. I'm not saying we should, but let's just see what we can do. Tedder, we can repair. That's a big $1. And our big working speed, about 17. No, it's not. 15 miles an hour. That doesn't seem too overly crazy, right? 15? Let's give it a go. Let's just see what it looks like. Oh, wrong button, Brad. Finally got my... Well, that might be my second wrong button. Oh, yeah, the case likes that. Yeah. Yep, the case likes 15, I think. Holy smokers. This field is a tad rough. The case seems to handle the suspension on the case, I would suggest, is a tad different than it was on the old 8R. Oh yeah, getting some potholes. I like it though. Look at that thing just going to town. Man, it's good to see that, especially that front axle. It looks good. Well, I guess the case is more than happy with 15 miles an hour on tedding. Of course, we're not demanding a great deal from it, but not too shabby. I could get used to these faster working speeds. I keep telling myself that I should stick with more of the realism because that is generally how I prefer playing. But I don't feel like this is so far off the mark that it's ridiculous, you know? I came across a when I was looking at some sugar beet or potato harvesters, and I finally came across one on some shady website that was the classic sugar beet harvester. What was it? A sugar beet harvester with a... Man, it must have been 50 feet. I forget if it was feet or meters or what it was. But it was kind of hilarious. It was, you know, because I'd seen these before. I remember seeing them back in 19 and 17, mostly 17, where they show these pictures of these sugar beet harvesters in this big field. And it's harvesting sugar beets almost completely the width of a field. Massive. And so he's, oh, look at that. Our little tedder is just going to town, man. It's got the wiggles. Maybe it doesn't like that 15 as much as I thought it did. Thank goodness for well-made equipment that can handle that kind of abuse. But yeah, it was pretty funny to see that thing. And it makes me think, man, if you're going to use that kind of a header and you're going to be bringing in that many sugar beets all at once, you better have like serious storage on that thing. Well, all right, everyone. I think that is actually going to do it for this episode of Tranquil Waters. Onward and upward. We'll be back here tomorrow for sure, continuing on our journey here. Thank you all so much for checking out my video. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. I'd sure appreciate that. And of course, you're always welcome to subscribe. I sure like the way that tedder just goes to town. And it's staying down. It's doing a good job. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And I'll see you back here tomorrow for more fun and adventure. Bye for now.